Let's talk about GrubEx, and this is not going to be your typical GrubEx video that goes over like the life stages of grubs and all of that stuff and why they're bad for your lawn. I'm not really directly worried about the grubs, not worried about what the grubs eat. I'm more worried about what eats the grubs. If you guys live in an area to where moles and gophers and everything are very prevalent and they like to burrow through your lawn, especially if you have a lawn that you water pretty often and the soil is pretty soft. Because of that, the moles and gophers love to just run race tracks on through my yard. You start to see little zigzagging lines that look like veins going like through your lawn and everything, and you don't know where it's coming from, you don't know what's happening, you think it's a disease or something. It's not disease, it's actually moles and gophers digging underground, and they push the soil up. You can tell because you'll walk and you'll feel like the ground looks like this, and it just kind of dips down to being flat when you step on it. It's because that's actually a tunnel that's under there.
Okay, so now this is one thing I wanted to show you guys, and that is these mole and gopher holes and trails that I'm getting over here. And I'll show you guys these here. So these are the holes I'm getting here. I have two of these over here, and you can't really see it hardly on video. I'm wondering if you can see this, but like this is like a pathway here going along here, and it comes this way and it comes over here, and like when I step like here, when I step there, it sinks in, the hole sinks in there. So this is where they pop their head out right here. So it's going this way, it's curving back around, and you can see it with your eyes, but I'm not sure if it's showing up on camera that good. So we're going to use the Scott's rotary spreader. We're going to put it on 3.5. How to apply. It tells you to apply to a dry lawn. Water in thoroughly, approximately 1 inch to activate. Apply 2.87 pounds per 1,000. Maximum number of applications is 1 year. We're only going to use this once a year. So I'm going to pour this whole bag inside the Scott's rotary, the Scott's Edge Guard rotary spreader. I'm going to go over the whole lawn. And now this bag of GrubEx I have is a 14-pound bag, and this bag was $29, I believe. And this bag treats 5,000 square feet. I find it really convenient that most things treat 5,000 square feet. Most bags you can get in 5,000 square feet. My lawn that I'm treating this with is going to be about 4,500 square feet. And if that one bag is actually 500 square feet too big, so of that bag, 14-pound bag, of that means I'm applying on the whole lawn about a pound over, about 1.5 pounds over, which is about 1/3 of a pound per 1,000. So I'm not really worried about that overage. That small overage is not enough to make me break out a scale. But I purposely buy the 5,000 pound bags when I know it's something that I'm not applying often. If it's a fertilizer, I'll get a bigger bag because I know I'm going to use that several times throughout the year. But I don't want to have to store GrubEx year to year.
So if I put down a GrubEx now, then by the time that happens, the moles and gophers will go to the other lawns as opposed to mine, because they won't have as much of a food source in my lawn as they do elsewhere. And so like it saves me the trouble of having to just off the gophers or whatever. You want to put down the GrubEx in early May to early June, and we're right now kind of entering that end window of when you want to put down the GrubEx. The GrubEx does call to be watered in after you do apply it now, but that watering it is not like you're watering in a fertilizer. You're not actually like dissolving the GrubEx. The GrubEx actually does not dissolve in water, but what it does is it helps it to get down to the soil, and just over time of rain, walking on it and everything, you work those pellets, little beads, down into the soil, and I guess the grubs like feast on them, and it kind of kills them off once they do come back. Now, this isn't like if you have like a big grub problem, you don't want to use a GrubEx. A GrubEx is a preventative. Of course it will take care of some of the grubs in your lawn, but it's not really like gonna just wipe grubs out your lawn. It's a preventative. So like if you're wanting to just eliminate the grubs, you want to use like an actual grub instant killer. That's not GrubEx. But what I want to do is I want to prevent having an overload of grubs in the lawn to where my neighbors is more of a enticing yard for moles and gophers. Gonna go into my neighbor's lawn, they'll be pushed out that way, but you know, I feel like I've done my part of sharing how to eliminate them, and if they choose not to do it, I can't really just, you know, force them to do it and everything. I've done my part of sharing with them the secrets or the things I found that works, but they're not really into caring for their lawn like I am, you know. So that is why I use a GrubEx. Of course, it's good to prevent the grubs and everything too, but this also has other uses in which I find eliminating moles or keeping them out of my lawn is one of those good reasons to use it. So until next time, guys, I appreciate you guys watching. As always, you guys have been a blessing. The channel has been growing way quicker than I thought it would, you know. I gave myself a goal of 30 videos, in which at that point I told you guys I would buy a lawnmower, but internally I gave myself a goal of 30 videos to reach 100 subs, and in my present for reaching 100 subs was going to be a lawnmower. Right now we're at video, I think 4 or 5, and we're at 250 right now. Guys, leave your comments and everything. I enjoy our talks and our chats and the comments. But I do plan on trying out a lot of the things you guys have told me about. So this is why I use the GrubEx, what I have found it to be helpful for. And of course, it's good for the grubs and keeping away the beetles. But also, it kind of helps make other places more enticing for your moles and gophers to go live out and everything. So until next time, guys, I'm out.